love the Chesapeake Bay? Do you like to support something local? Well, we have something for you right now here on Dialogue. I'd like to welcome both Dr. Russ Burke from Christopher Newport University and Tolar Nolley. Is that how you say your name?
Yes, ma'am.
Tolar Nolley from Oyster Company of Virginia. We are talking today about oysters for life and how it can help clean up the bay and bring these giant babies back. We're bringing oysters back. Tell me about, first of all, this really lives out in our bay?
Yes.
Dr. Russ?
That oyster was found in the Rappahannock River from a local waterman, and we estimate that at its death it was 7.5 years old.
Did someone get to eat it?
No. Nature took it with the York River red tide this past September, right around the time Hurricane Irene came through.
All right, so Dr. Burke, what's the situation out there in the water, and why is it important for folks to know about what you're doing?
Well, oysters are at about 0.3% of their historic population, which is extremely low. And what we're trying to do is bring oysters back to Chesapeake Bay in Virginia and Maryland in order to increase filtration of our bay's waters.
Because they do a lot for us.
They do.
What is this chart that we're looking at? This is the Chesapeake Bay oyster landings by state. It goes back to 1880.
Right. 1880 was the heyday of the oyster fishery in both states, and what we see when you look at that chart is that we have had a precipitous decline over all these years, and we're really just trying to simultaneously improve water quality and bring back the local watermen.
Okay,
and that's where Tolar
you're a
comes
scientist. This is what you do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, can we do it?
I think we can do it, yes, definitely.
All right, Tolar, talk to me about this Oysters for Life thing.
Well, thank you.
It sounds yummy.
Well, thank you for having us here.
Yeah.
And basically, our company's mission is to promote the sustainable return of the native Virginia oyster using proven programs and methodologies and using the watermen to actually be a part of that solution and the general public. So we came up with this idea where, with the aquaculture program, people all around the nation can actually buy a cage one time for $175.
And that's what we're looking at here, right? These are oyster cages.
Those are oyster cages. They actually hold up to about 2,000 oysters. They're mini reefs, so they provide fish and reef habitat. And then they can actually be used for over 10 years based on a proven track record by the Chesapeake Bay Oyster Company.
Okay, so how does it work? Do you put the little baby oysters in there?
Put the oyster seeds in the cages after they come out of the upwellers, and here's a picture of Irv and Doug McMinn from the Chesapeake Bay Oyster Company actually harvesting the oysters, and you can see the number of oysters are actually kept in that cage.
It's a lot of oysters.
And it protects them from the cow-nose ray. So we're actually protecting the oyster, allowing them to grow, providing the marketplace with really beautiful Virginia oysters.
Look at that.
And the more oysters that we can put in the bay, the healthier the bay will get.
So it's not just, I mean, it's really an environmentally sound plan to help clean up the bay, keep the water clean out there so folks can enjoy their water activities, but also we get to eat these yummy things. Our local restaurants brings money into the economy, folks eating out. I mean, it's like a lot of win-win here.
You got it. We call it an eco-food.
Eco-food. It is totally an eco-food.
It's an eco-food.
All right, so you join for, what, $175?
One time, and you receive 2 dozen fresh-packed Virginia oysters once a year for the rest of your life. That's our commitment. That's how powerful this model is. And Vanessa, that's how important it is for the health of the Chesapeake Bay. To help the watermen transition from hunter-gatherer to aquaculture farmer is imperative. If we don't, there are less than 500 watermen left in the Chesapeake Bay now. That's it.
And there was a time when that was a heyday type of job to have. I mean, there were a lot of people out on the water.
Correct. So the more that people buy cages and they spread the word, go to our website and tell everyone else to share, the more we, the people, under the Bay-Utiful Revolution, can actually help save the Chesapeake Bay.
Bay-Utiful.
Yes, ma'am.
This is a tax write-off, too.
It can be, if you don't want the oysters and just want to have it go into sanctuary.
You just want to give the money.
But I think a lot of people, they would like to have a little taste of those 2 dozen fresh-packed oysters once a year for the rest of their life.
All right, how do they come to folks, and what do you need to do if you want to get involved?
They can go to our website at oystersforlife.com. And they can click on, they can go through and buy a cage. If they want to give it as a gift, they go to the special section and give it as a gift for wedding presents, for Christmas presents, for graduation, all of that. So we think that this is a really great way for people to share and spread the word.
Well, and I think the other thing to note here is that you don't have to do any work. Someone else is going to be taking care of the cage. It's not like you have to take the dog out for a walk and pick up the dookie and, you know, feed the cat and clean the litter. Someone else is taking care of these oysters for you.
That's right.
And you get to reap the benefits.
We're actually creating jobs and sustainable jobs while providing an eco-food and helping to bring back the balance of the Chesapeake Bay.
Oh, it sounds really neat and very exciting, and we certainly are glad. Say to me, how do you say the
Crassostria virginica, and that's
Crassostria virginica.
That's a great segue. On behalf of the Oyster Company of Virginia, Vanessa, we would like to present WVEC and Dialogue with a special certificate, Oysters for Life, and you all will receive 2 dozen fresh-packed oysters once a year.
That is far too generous. And do I have to share with LaSalle?
That's up to you.
Thank you guys so much. This is awesome, and our cage number is 1393AS. I will be checking up with you on the condition of our oysters.
Thank you. Grow with us.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks
Glad
so
that you
much.
could come by and
Thank
help
you.
us out. Oysters for Life. Hey, guys. Glad you joined us for Dialogue today. We hope you have a great Sunday. We'll see you next weekend.